could it be? For me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to the LTN Exclusives kickback for week number 1 in the National Football League. We're talking about winners and losers, Soul Survivor pool, and of course, the weekly Pick'em pool. Shout out to everybody who participated this year. It's going to be a fun year. I'm looking forward to kicking y'all's asses. That didn't happen in week 1, but the energy is going to be crazy this year because I'm going to get to watch a lot more football than I did last year. Last year was kind of weird because the Commanders are now a good team and they're in demand. They're not going to be on at the 1 o'clock hour, which forces me to then not be able to watch a ton of football in the moment. It's different when you get to watch games as they're happening versus going back and watching the condensed version. I watch the games in the condensed version form, but it's nothing like watching these games unfold in real time. You learn so much more about teams when that happens. I'm going to get a chance to watch a lot of football this year. You guys are in trouble. Say hello to the bad guy. You're going to be in some trouble today. We're going to talk about that, though. Like, for instance, they play on Thursday Night Football this week. I get to watch football all day, Sunday, all day, nothing else. Watch football. You motherfuckers are in trouble this year. They play on Monday night against the Chiefs. They play in Madrid in week 11. You guys are in trouble. We play on Sunday night like 3 times. It's curtains for y'all this year. I'm coming for my crown. But I digress. Let's get to the proceedings this evening. And let's start with somebody that I'm proud of. I'm going to tell you this right now. I look at you like a son in the sense of where you've come from and where you are now. And I'm so proud. I almost shed a tear when I saw the work that you put in this weekend to win your first ever weekly Pick'em pool. I was so proud of you. But I'm not going to do this again. This is my last time giving you the warm and fuzzies. Now it's about foot in ass, not belt to ass, foot in ass. I want you coughing up shoelaces. But I am proud of you. Let's start with weekly Pick'em pool, and I'm so proud of my guy, Sam Pando. I remember when you first came to the LTN Exclusives, you couldn't get right. It was tough to watch, but this is why I respect you, and this is why I love your growth and where you've come from. You never quit. I know so many people that jump in the fray, they get their asses whooped a little bit, right? And they can't handle the rejection of just week after week getting your teeth kicked in and your brains bashed in. This league will chew you up and spit you out, bro. You come in here thinking shit is sweet. You look up, you got 8 losses, and you like, damn, what just happened? Your head is spinning. That happened to you a lot in that first year. But you came back every single week. You didn't complain. You didn't run. You took your beating like a man. And I respect that. You showed up every single week. You punched the clock. You took those ass whoopings. You came back. You got better the next year. And now look at you. Winning in week 1 with a 13-3 mark. Salute to you, my guy, Sam Pando. I love it. Even the name has changed. You started out as Samuel Pando. Then it went to Sam Pando. Now it's S Pando. The swag is even changing. I'm so proud of you, man. I'm not telling you this shit anymore. Just so you know. This is it for you. No more Mr. Nice Guy. It's the bad guy now. You see the hat. You see the type of time I'm on. It's the bad guy now. But I just had to give you a nice cold one because I'm proud of you, man. This is beautiful to watch. Anyway, I digress. Congratulations to you. The prize, $140. I'm going to be sending that to you right after this stream is done. Congratulations to you for getting the $140 pot. Shout out to everybody who participated. I easily could have won this pool. I just, certain things didn't happen, and I did some really foolish things on my sheet in here, but that's nor here nor there. I'm not tripping. I'll be back. I feel really good. I feel so good this year. And I know I say that every year. This is different. I'm going to get to watch a lot of football. This is going to be like old me, where I got to watch a lot of football, right? I'm going to get to watch a lot of football this year. That's not good for you guys. that is not good for you guys at all. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Anyway, shout out to Sam Pando. 3 losses wins him the first weekly pick'em pool of 2025. Moving right along. Let's get to the Soul Survivor pool. All right. So this was a relatively easy week. Now, look, some people had to sweat it out. We didn't remember last year, we lost about 60% of the Survivor pool, maybe even 70 in week 1 with the Cincinnati Bengals. Some of you were bold. You went back to the Cincinnati Bengals table again. And I was like, couldn't be me. But they prevailed. It was not pretty. And if not for the Cleveland Browns kicker missing an extra point and a chip shot field goal, you probably lose again in week 1 picking Cincinnati. But that didn't happen. The Bengals did win. And so you survived. The Broncos tried to scare us, but I figured they'd get it done against a rookie quarterback, and they did. And the Eagles, that was the one for a lot of people that they just thought it was a layup, and it wasn't. But as you can see, a lot of green here. I almost thought we were going to come away with no one being eliminated, but there had to be one, right? There just had to be one. Pop-Tart Timmy. Timmy, what are you doing, bro? The Miami Dolphins in week 1 on the road? I get it. We don't think highly of Daniel Jones in the Indianapolis Colts, but to disrespect them by picking the Dolphins like the Dolphins are like that was insanity, pure insanity. And you deserve what you got. Pop, 2 shots to his head. Now, you know, Pop-Tart Timmy's Soul Survivor pool is dead. And I don't feel bad for him because that was a horrendous pick. The one thing I can say about most of the people who made selections here is that they picked home teams in week 1. That's your safest bet in week 1. Don't love the Arizona Cardinals on the road against New Orleans because Arizona themselves aren't all that great. But guess what? They got it done. That's all that matters. And so only one person was eliminated. Everybody else is moving on to week 2. Now, what I will say, 2 people did not send in picks. You were bailed out by your de facto favorite team bailing you out. I'm going to tell you right now. Let me find the 2 people that didn't. Skins win. Not Skins win. Where I'm at. It was Redskins something, I think. Redskins forever. You didn't make a pick. The Commanders bailed you out. Please submit your selections. Again, I'm here to remind you to submit your selections. You have time today, tomorrow, until 8 o'clock. Please submit your picks for the Survivor pool, for the weekly pick'em. If you plan to participate in that, $7. Pay your fee, put your picks in, and also make sure you submit your winners and losers selections. Everyone did a good job except one person there. I'll talk about that in a second. But you guys, stay on top of things. You did good last week. Do it again this week. The other guy, Uncle Jay, you sent me an email. You said, hey, I didn't get the email for my Survivor. There is no email. You click the link. It's in the description of this video. All right. It's a Linktree link. It's also pinned to the top of my X. If you're not on X, that's fine. Click the link in this video. That's what these videos are for, to enlighten you, to give you the information that you need. If you're not watching these videos, then you don't know sometimes. That's why I do these videos. So go ahead, click the link. That will allow you to have access to everything you need, including where you will make your week 2 selection. You survived because the Commanders won. That can't happen again, because if you don't make a pick in week 2, you don't have a team to pick. So please don't be eliminated because you don't have a team to select in week 2. Everyone else made picks. Everyone else survived except Pop-Tart Timmy. Please submit your picks. This was pretty straightforward from a Survivor pool standpoint. Everybody survived except for one. All right. And then lastly, the big granddaddy, I shouldn't say granddaddy of them all because that's the Soul Survivor, but the big man on campus, winners and losers. Let's talk about it. Let me make this a little bit smaller. There we go. That is perfect. So I hate week 1. I hate week 2 winners and losers. It aggravates me to no end. Why? Because it gives so many people false hope. I hate seeing all this color. Look at all this goddamn color. This shit is ridiculous, man. Look at all this color. You know, and there's only maybe 5 or 6 of these people that even make me say, I got to keep an eye on them, right? There's only like 5 or 6 of them that I'm even concerned about. The rest of these people are up here gallivanting around. You know how many people sent me emails? Oh shit, I'm finna win it this year because they got color by their name. This is some bullshit. I hate it here, right? I hate it here because too many people, like, this is the equivalent of Jacksonville Jaguar fans trying to tell me after they won against the Carolina Panthers in week 1 that they're going to the Super Bowl. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. That's what this feels like. You got teams like Jacksonville. You got teams like the Raiders telling you that they're about to do something that you're like, okay, in one ear, out the other. Why are you talking to me right now? Your background noise. A lot of people here that don't belong here. And they won't be here in 5 weeks from now. They won't be even close. But I have to deal with this early on. So it is what it is. So let me just tell you that the floor for this week was 11-5. If you did anything worse than 11-5, you stepped out of bounds somewhere. You tried to be too cute once or twice. There was a penalty flag on the play a couple of times. You did some things that you had no business doing because this was an 11-5, 12-4, 13-3, maybe even 14-2 type of week. It wasn't that hard, right? Most of the games we knew there weren't any major upsets. Last year, we had crazy upsets in week 1, like Cincinnati and New England, right? We didn't have any of those this year. Every game that you lost was a close game between 2 teams, highly competitive, that it could have gone either way. Whether it was the Chiefs game and you picked the Chiefs and the Chargers won, well, that could go either way. It's a family affair. You know how that goes, et cetera, et cetera. Falcons and Bucks could have gone either way, family business. You know how that goes, right? Like those were the margins. This, Bills, Ravens. That's another one that got a lot of people. That's a close game. 2 teams that met in the postseason. The last 2 MVPs locking horns in week 1. Again, these are games that you expect to go either way. Same thing with the Monday night game. Vikings, Bears. Again, more family business. Again, this was an easy week. There were about 1 or 2 games that were toss-up. Miami, Indianapolis, to me, was a toss-up. Like, it could go either way. Didn't know what Indy is going to be. And I wanted to give Miami the benefit of the doubt. They stink, okay? Jacksonville, Carolina. You could have done whatever you wanted with that one. Same could be said for New England and Vegas. Again, another toss-up. The home team is usually what you do in that situation. I trusted Geno Smith a little bit more, and that proved to be the right thing to do. But again, this was an easy week. Rams, Texans, there was no reason to step out of bounds there. But if you chose the Texans, I can understand it, right? This was not a week where you should have lost anything more than 5 games. And I'm not just saying that because I went 11-5, right? That this was just one of those weeks where you shouldn't have lost any more than 5 games, period. If you did, you didn't have a good week, okay? You didn't have a good week. So let's just go through this real quick. I won't talk your head off. Sunday and his dad both went 10-6, or Sunday and his dad both went 10-6. Annapolis OG, 12-4. Anybody with a 12-4 mark, you're tied for 3rd place. So congratulations in doing that. Shadow Striker 789, 10-6. Mr. HTTR, 12-4. Rella, our returning defending champion from a season ago, starts off 11-5. I was 11-5 this week. I'll tell you, the game that really, pissed me off was the Atlanta game. That's the only game I regret. I don't regret any of the other picks that I made. Chiefs didn't get it done. Seahawks were literally, at the 12-yard line when Sam Darnold fumbles. I thought Detroit could go into Green Bay. I don't regret it. But outside of the only one that really hurt was the Atlanta game. They had no business losing that game. They did everything they could to win and lose at the same time. And so that's the one that I look at and say, I should have been 12-4. I feel like I deserved 12-4 this week. But you get, in this league, you don't always get what you deserve, right? 11-5 for the kid. Mr. Bear Down, 13-3. Anybody 13-3, you're tied for second place. So congratulations for you putting in the work, getting to 13-3 this week. If you are 13-3, you are in second place. So nice start for Mr. Bear Down. Extraordinary for Life, 11-5. Same can be said for Smacky. Tyrant 78, 12-4. So she's off to a hot start like she was a season ago in second place. RJ Mack Ready, 13-3. Nico Smooth, 12-4. So good start for Nico Smooth. Bear Lady, 616, 10-6. Same can be said for Rich. Our Piss Cup Ultra, like this shit is, I mean, I really gotta really like spend some time on 100 grand right now, because y'all remember 100 grand's debut for the OGs of the OGs, since we've been back on our, real kickback shit. Like I think it's been 3 years now we've been doing the kickback sessions almost every week. For those of you who have been locked into the kickback, remember 100 grand talking shit? He showed up his first week ever playing. He had beginner's luck. He showed up. He won winners in the weekly pick'em, and he had a really good week. And he sent me a voice memo. Remember, I played it for you guys. He was talking shit like, "Oh, this is easy money. I'm gonna be killing you all the time, Louie." Remember that? Man ain't been the same since. Humble thyself, King. All right. Remember who you talking to over here. All right. Humble thyself, King. Look, this man has been a Piss Cup recipient so many times I've lost count since that lucky first time beginner's luck that he had about 2-3 years ago. All right. This man steps out of the gate this year, Piss Cup Ultra style. Ultra. This man went 5-11 in week 1. Are you kidding me? 5-11 in week 1. You could have closed your eyes and made selections and been 9-8 this week, or 8-8, excuse me, this week. You went 5-11 and you actually tried? What, did you let your kid make your picks for you? You should be ashamed of yourself. Absolutely ashamed. I'm ashamed. I'm mortified for you right now. But here's what I'm not. I'm not going to feel bad about handing you this big ass gigantic goblet of piss. Here you go. You deserve to drink this slow. It's hot. It's nice and steaming for you. Enjoy, my friend. We'll be back to check on your progress. You're going to need the entire episode to get all of that down. Have fun with that. Golly, that is so disgusting in week 1. You should be ashamed of your damn self. You too old for that. You've been in the game far too long. 5-11 in week 1. Just drink the piss. Don't even look at me, bro. Yikes. CJ leads the pack. Anybody 14-2, you are in first place. There are 2 of you. CJ is one of them. Shout out to CJ for going 14-2. Strong start. J Cam Man and Ricky D Hustle both check in at 12-4. Really good starts for them. They're in third place. Matt Lynch, 11-5. Mike Jink, 12-4. Okay, I see you jumping out in front of Tiff Shiesty by 2 games. We'll see how that back and forth goes. I always like to keep track of what you two are doing. I'm going to let you know, Mike Jink, you're not beating me this year, bro. Okay, just so we're clear. There's a few of y'all that I got on the radar that I'm like, all right, on my way to the chip, I just got to make sure I keep you on my back hip. You one of them. You off to a fast start. You got me by 1 game. I got my eye on you. Don't you worry. Tiff Shiesty, 10-6. Boss Man, 10-6 as well. Greg Giants, 9-7. Ouch. That's a rough start. Anybody less than double digits this week, you were special. And not in a good way. You were special this week. Billy, Bronco Billy, 10-6. Mike Lowry, 11-5. J4N Swag 99. 9-7, Mr. Ron B. 11-5, same can be said for Soul. Tim Santiago, 12-4, tied for third. I talked about my guy S. Pando, who won the weekly pick'em pool in week 1 at 13-3, tied for second place. Brixinho. This is, we got to have a talk, Brixinho. First of all, shout out to you for bringing family members along. I love it. This is why we call this a grassroots. That's what we call a grassroots effort, right? Spread the word. Hey, I had a lot of fun doing this last year. You guys should play too. So you brought a couple of family members. Here's what you're not allowed to do, Brixinho. You're not allowed to bring family members who then come in and kick your ass. You're the veteran. You're supposed to be showing them how things are done. Yet, you went 8-8 this week, and the people that you brought in as family members both went 12-4. Get your ass in gear, Brixinho, okay? That said, Bootleg Bricks and Bam Bam Bricks, or Bree, excuse me, Bree, 12-4 apiece. Pretty impressive starts for you guys. Let's see if you can keep it up. Sonny Rawson. I usually don't talk about people who don't submit picks. Normally, I keep that, again, life be lifing, shit happens. You're a veteran. You've been here before. Come on, Sonny. Get your picks in, bro. Or thank you for the donation. Either way, it's whatever, right? Hopefully, you're not down and out for the count. But if you are, we appreciate the donation, all right? Swaggy P, 10-6. Nate P, 12-4. Really good start. Cody, 11-5. Same could be said for Angie M. 10-6 for DK to Don. Jordan Jones, 11-5. Dallas Morgan, 10-6. Chris Santiago and Derek B, both at 13-3. Really good starts for them. Derek B, you already know. You already on my shit list. You stay on the shit list. You got me last year. You won't get me this year. I promise you that, bro. I promise you. The type of time and the energy I'm on this year is different. There's a different zest for life this year. I'm coming. Don't you worry. Your boy's going to be there, and you won't be when it's all said and done. Mino, 12-4. Same can be said for Big B. Good starts for both of you. Tied for third place. Navy Ramjet, 11-5. Niners fan. Impressive start, 13-3. HTTR Carson, 12-4. Sully, 9-7. And Dandrix, 12-4. So both HTTR Carson and Dandrix tied for third place. A couple of 11-5s and Commander Wow and Triple A Dell. Triple A Shell. Maybe you should get out of that shell. Maybe you were shell shocked in week 1 going 8-8. I need you to wake up. Hey, the league has started. I don't know if you were still sleeping, but hey, whoo-hoo. Picks have started. 8-8. Not great. Not great. Coop. Right, he has 11-5. Same could be said for Just Vaughn and Walt 260. Coop, Just Vaughn, and Walt 260 all at 11-5. Jules, 7-9. Wow. Below the Mendoza line. That's a nasty place to be. Jules, again, I think you might be new to the game. And sometimes you get initiation when you show up. You might have been here before. I could be confusing things. I think a Jules Jordan rings a bell in my mind. I could be tripping. Either way, 7-9 is nasty work in week 1. 7-9 is nasty work in any week. I don't have to tell you this, but I'm going to do it anyway. You got to be better. AJ Meehan, 14-2. So along with CJ, you two are the PT peers of week 1, primetime prognosticators. Congratulations to both of you for getting that done. You guys were simply the best. Better than all the rest in week 1. We'll see if you can keep this pace up. It's a torrid one, but it's a really good start for both of you nonetheless. Really, really great job in week 1. Bronco Kid, 11-5. Ty, 9-7. Twin Lakes Dad and Energy Mac and Cheese, both 11-5. Rock and Roll, 13-3. Really good start. Tied for second place. Ron Man, 11-5. Skins Win, 12-4. Tied for third. E3 Cubed, 10-6. Gats, 13-3. Kevin the PRF, 12-4. Good starts for both of you. Mamba Fats, 10-6. And Rick Derula, 14. Yikes. 7-9. We gonna go back in bed and we gonna get back out of bed and we gonna try this shit again, Rick Derula, in week 2. We gonna try it. We gonna and then we gonna try it all over again. Because whatever that shit was, that ain't it. And again, I treat veterans a lot differently than I do the rookies and the young, players and prognosticators. You've been here for far too long to be coming out the gates at 7-9. You should absolutely be ashamed of yourself. Shame. Shame. Get your life together, okay? So that's your winners and losers results from week 1. And we're going to get a quick word from one of our sponsors. And then we are going to get to the comment section if there's anything that needs to be addressed there. If not, get out of here. Sleeper. Sleeper is the best way to experience and connect over sports together. It's a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on games in real time with other users, get the fastest scores, blazing fast news and alerts right at your fingertips, play in fantasy leagues, and win real money on pick contests. So enjoy sports the way they were meant to, together. Download the #1 sports app today. Predict the hottest football stats like passing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and much more to cash in on your daily fantasy football skills. Use promo code LTN and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. Sleeper. All right, so week 2. I want to urge everyone to get your picks submitted. Do not wait. Do not procrastinate. Get your picks in. And I don't always advocate for putting your picks in earlier than you need to, but always put them in when they're fresh in your mind, right? That could be Tuesday, and I'm going to get my life together, and I'm going to have these sheets out on Tuesdays moving forward. But that could be a Tuesday. That could be a Wednesday. I know sometimes you want to wait to see what some of the injury situations are going to be. That's why you wait till Thursday. I'm a big proponent of that. I understand that logic and thought process. Just don't wait too late and don't get your picks in or forget. Like you're thinking about them and you're like, yeah, I'll do them later. Then you forget. The next thing you know, you look up, it's 9:30 on Thursday night and now you've gotten a loss for Thursday night football. Don't put yourself in that position. Get your picks in on time. Don't be eliminated from the survivor pool because you forgot. Unlike the weekly pick'em pool or the winners and losers, where, Thursday I can just take an L. Survivor pool is a little bit different. It's just one pick. It doesn't involve rocket science. Just get your one pick in, the one team that you expect to get it done, and then move on. All right. So with that said, let's go to the comment section real quick. I really don't see anything addressed to me. Got one thing here. Kevin the PRF writes, mad 2 primetime choke jobs kept me from first place. Those same 2 choke jobs that you are referring to kept me from being less than double digits in week 1. And I was okay. Like I had already kind of resigned to the fact that I'd put myself in that position going into those games. And then when I saw what Buffalo was up to when it was 40-25, I was like, well, the best you can do now is 10-6. And I wouldn't be shocked if Minnesota lost you could be 9-7 going into week 2, which would have been awful. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm glad it worked out the way that it did, because ultimately what it did was it kept me within shouting distance of the people that, you know, if you would have been somebody that ended up 14-2 and I was 9-7, now I'm 5 games back. That would have been the worst case scenario for me. Now I'm 3 games back of first place. That's cool. It's early. I'm not counting how many games back of first place I am right now. I'm just putting my head down and trying to go to work. That it would have been a lot tougher to rebound from 7-9 with first place being 14-2 than it is 11-5 and first place is 14-2. So, hey, the football gods are already moving in the right direction for the kid already. You already see what's happening right now. Jake Moody, John Wynn says Jake Moody was ass against my Seahawks. That's why the 49ers waived him. He was, like, I always tell teams, do not draft a kicker before the 5th round. Every kicker that has been drafted before the 5th round, you've seen how they've turned out, whether it's a Cade York, it's a Jake Moody, it's Roberto Aguayo. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Kevin the PRF says, you wanted double digits. I wanted first place. There's levels to this shit. You're not wrong. I'm in it for the long haul. All right. I'm not looking to sprint. Although I would have loved to have come out of the blocks, guns a-blazing, you know, with 4.2 speed. I understand. This ain't no sprint. This ain't the 100 meters. All right. This is some cross-country shit. All right. We taking a bunch of laps around the track. I ain't trying to come out of the gates running as fast as I can. I'm trying to be steady. So there's definitely levels to this shit. You're right. But I know what I'm doing. I know the game. I know how the game go. Black Al B says, so this is what the VIP section feels like. Nice. Hey, man. Once you get a taste of that, ain't no going back. Ain't no going back. It's different. Right? You get spoiled. Even. You get spoiled a little bit. Be careful, though. It becomes addictive. It becomes addictive. AJ Meehan says, get used to seeing me in the lead. Okay. We'll see about that. You got a nice little cushion on me. There's other people right behind you knocking on the door. Don't open the door. Don't you open that door, AJ. Nothing good is on the other side of that door. But it's people knocking. You tell them you keep on knocking, but you can't come in. We're going to see if you about that life or not. John Wayne says, you still trying to recover from your huge L last year on Pick 'em Pool. No, I'm good. I'm over that. I'm over that. It definitely stung, but I'm over that now. It's a new season. I ain't talking about last year no more. We're talking about this year now. Pop-Tart Timmy, I'll get the couch ready. I ain't joining you, bro. I got aspirations of winning this thing this year. You got to talk to everybody else in the Survivor Pool. I am shocked that you thought the Dolphins was a good idea on the road. I am shocked that you thought that was a good idea. Black Al B says, my Ferrari picked that NFC Offensive Player of the Week award. It's a long season. And by VIP, I meant member of the mob. It doesn't matter if you was talking about the mob, you was talking about your quarterback, because I know that feels good too. I was just there last year, bro. Or you were talking about in the LTN exclusives. All I'm telling you is that whatever you were referring to in terms of being in the VIP section, that is addictive. It feels good to be wanted. It feels good to be acknowledged. It feels good to be of a certain class and tier. Changes things, right? You got the icon by your name. It changes the way that people embrace you. You're family now. You're one of us. Changes things. Yeah. Yes. And it's addictive. Be careful. With great power comes great responsibility. Swaggy P says, a lot of teams sold me last week. Hawks, Chiefs, Ravens, and Bears. That's the nature of the beast. 2 of those teams sold me as well. But just about everybody got sold by the Chiefs, right? Hawks sold me. That was a big one for me because a lot of people had the 49ers. And so it happens. I needed the Ravens and the Bears to both lose. If they don't get it, if they lose, if they get it done, I'm sitting here with a totally different tune today. But they didn't. Because again, I'm highly favored. That's what y'all got to understand. I'm blessed and highly favored. And I'm coming for that number 1 spot. J. Camman, 99. Says, I'm ready to win the entire thing. No piss cup for me week 1 this time. Yeah, you got off to a rough start last year. And then you came out. After that, it took you about 3 weeks, it felt like. But then you started really hitting your stride. But it was so hard to overcome the slow start. We're going to see what you do this year. We're going to see. Shadow Striker 789 says, Falcons, Bears, Ravens, those games, if those damn kickers don't sell me, 13-3 was right there and they kicked it away. That's the thing about how people complain about the games they lost. You could have easily lost the Cincinnati game. Their kicker, the Browns kicker, sold everyone that chose the Browns, not a lot of people, but the Browns kicker lost them the game. There's so many games that went one way. The Patriots kicker missed a kick when the Patriots were up, I think it was 7-7. Then they made a field goal. Had he made that field goal, they would have been up 13-7. It changes the whole game. These things, they're fluid. They go, if you watch these games, the Steelers barely beat the Jets. That game could have went the other way. You could have had another loss. It's easy to argue and be disappointed about games that didn't go your way, but there are so many other games that did go your way that easily could have not went your way. It all balances itself out. That's why I don't complain too much about how things go. If you picked the Ravens and you picked the Bears, you should complain. Those games had no business ending up in the result that they did. Games like the Falcons, look, that could go either way, man. Yeah, it is what it is. All right. The Ravens and the Bears had no business losing their respective games. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Shadow Striker 789 says, you're right. Patriots sold me too, man. Forgot about that. Yeah. No worries. You won't be picking the Patriots too many times this year anyway. So you live and you learn, right? Anyway, I digress. That's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on the first 2025 edition of the Kickback Session. We're going to have a lot of these, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Hold on. Wait a minute. 100 grand. What you got going on over there, man? Oh, bro, come on. What are you doing, bro? Yes, I know it was a lot. It's a Piss Cup Ultra. What did you expect? What did you expect? You thought you were going to get the same regular goblet that you get when you have the normal Piss Cup? No. You had a Piss Cup Ultra. I know it's a lot. I don't care. Yes, I know it was dark. I don't care about what the person that pissed in that cup was drinking and that they're dehydrated. Drink the piss. What are you doing? Finish it. Dun-dun-dun. Finish it, bro. Come on. Chug. There you go. Yeah. This is not the last time those lips of yours will taste piss. I guarantee it. You're awful. Okay? You're awful. You still haven't recovered from talking shit from your lucky debut. You still haven't recovered from that. Much like your Cowboys. Hey, but on the bright side, there's nowhere you can go but up from here. That's the best thing about this. You can't get any much worse than 5-11. So up you go. All right. Anyway, I digress. You guys get out of here. I'm going to reconvene, recalibrate, and get ready to make some outstanding picks for week 2. As I got to step my game up. And I don't want to dig myself this massive hole like I've done in previous years and then try to be Superman and get hot. That ain't the way to do it. Be consistent, stay consistent, and you'll see results. That's what I'm looking to do in any event. You guys get out of here. I'll see you guys next time. Kickback session, week 1, done. Say good night to the bad guy. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring this stream.